You wanna wait?
Yo hunters, it's Ruin here, and is Temporal Mantle a staple in your build? Better be, this thing's awesome. Alright, quick talk. Do you know what's the most common elemental weakness in Monster Hunter World? Any guesses? Any? It's water. Yep, water. Mizu, too big, Wasser, water! Yep, water. Currently, at the release of this video, there are 10 monsters with an elemental weakness of water. But that's of course with an asterisk, because we know like the fish monster and Barroth, they're an exception to the rule, sort of. But still, 10 monsters weak to water, followed closely by Thunder and Dragon. Just a bit of a heads up though, when I'm talking about these elemental weaknesses, I'm only considering the 3 starred ones because they do bonus additional damage compared to level 2, which is normal, and 1 which is reduced. Alright, with those in mind, let's take a quick look at my Longsword Elemental builds. I made 2 variations of these. Since it's a longsword, I made one with earplugs and one without. Let's go. I'm gonna start off with my water element build, and this is what it looks like if you decide to color it. For the armor pieces, I will be using a Rathalos Helm Beta, a Rathalos Mail Beta, Draken Vambraces Alpha, Basilcoal Beta, and Draken Greaves Alpha. For the longsword, I will be using the Dipterus 3, augmented with health regeneration and some affinity boost. And as for the decoration slots, I know some of you guys might be looking at this and wondering how in the world does this guy have 3 peak performance jewels? I can't even get another attack jewel. Well, guess what? I have another attack jewel. And I have more than 3 peak performance jewel. I don't know. I guess I got lucky. I better be. I've been playing this game for more than 500 hours. But yes, I do love me some peak performance combined with the health augmented weapons. It goes hand in hand in my opinion. I love it. It gives you that easy plus 20 raw damage. And of course the decorations is entirely up to what you have in your inventory. And since this have pretty decent amount of jewel slots, you can go ahead and decorate away. All in all, this gives me earplugs level 5, 3 of which is from the charm. Attack boost level 5, weakness exploit level 3, peak performance level 3, water attack level 2, critical eye and critical boost. These just came in with a Draken armor set. And of course protective polish. I really like having a full set of earplugs on my longsword builds. Because imagine this, right? Granted, you can counter roars and monsters, but if you're in the middle of your helm breaker, you're in the air and the monster roars, your combo gets cancelled out. But not if you have a full set of earplugs. So that's why I really like having earplugs in longsword builds.
Alright.
And now for the thunder build. Isn't it weird that it's called thunder when it's supposed to be lightning? Right? Anyways, this is what it looks like if you color it. And once again, I have 2 pieces of Rathalos armor. This is just to grant me critical element armor skill, which is perfect if you're trying to do elemental builds. Draken Vambraces Alpha, Basilcoal Beta, and Draken Greaves Alpha. As for the weapon, I am using the Kadachi Fang 3 with health regen and affinity boost. Oh, and one of the cool things about this build, specifically this weapon, is that it's already at 25% affinity. So I don't need to do much in affinity wise for me to reach 100%. With weakness exploit, that's already 50 plus 25, 75. And with this armor pieces, just a few more critical eye and I can reach 100% affinity quite easily, and it's pretty cool. I'll show you guys in a second, but first let me show you my decos and my overall armor skills for this build. The decos for this build is somewhat similar. Once again, I have a few peak performance jewel in there. I like pairing them with weapons that are health augmented. I think they're a good match since while you're attacking, you're mostly going to gain health, and most of the time you're full health. So why not easily get plus 10, plus 20 raw damage by putting in peak performance skill in there? It's only level 3. You can easily put in offensive armor skills in offensive armor builds. I've also put in a few critical eye skills. Like I said earlier, my weapon is already at 25% affinity, in addition to weakness exploit, which grants 50% on level 3 on a maxed out level. That alone is already at 75%. That is amazing by itself. And since I have a few Draken pieces that have critical eye, and I have a few critical eye jewel, I thought I'd put that in the build to reach a maximum of 100% affinity. And for the remainder of the jewel slots, I just added an extra thunder attack. Be careful though, depending on the weapon that you have and the element that you have, you gotta watch out because there's usually a cap on these elemental damages. So I believe in this one it's up to 3 jewel thunder attack jewels. You gotta check it, but I think it's around 30% of the base elemental attack. Don't quote me on that. Most of the time you can do trial and error, just add in a few jewels, see if you'll add a few more. And overall this brings us level 5 attack boost, level 5 critical eye, level 3 weakness exploit, gives us that easy 50% affinity, handicraft level 3 just to give us additional more attack damage, peak performance level 3 easily plus 20 raw damage. Thunder attack level 2, I can easily put level 3 in this one. I tested it out, but I didn't have any more slot. And critical boost, which just comes with the Draken armor piece that I have in this build. Like I said earlier, I have 100% affinity on this build. I mean, just take a look at this.
That's a lot of damage!
If I remember correctly, a Helmbreaker does an average of around 7 to 9 hits. And this is without peak performance, because right now I don't have full health. So I don't have that plus 20 raw damage, and it's already doing 99 per hit. That's crazy. Alright, so that about does it for my build. These 2 elemental longsword builds, one with earplugs and one without. I hope you guys like it, and see you guys in the next one. Ruin out.